The homework for tonight for 2/26/2013. If you have your binder, you can do these 4 problems from your work text on page 556. If you do not have your binder, take out a piece of paper and put your name and heading at the top. Do the examples with me, pause the video at any time if you think you can do them on your own, and then start the video again in order to check your work. For this first example, we're going to determine whether the triangles are similar, and if so, write a similarity statement. And if you recall from your notes, we had the angle-angle theorem, and that meant that if we had 2 angles or 2 pairs of angles that were exactly the same, then we have similar triangles. So we have angle X as 55 degrees and angle V as 55 degrees. So we have one pair. Then the 2 triangles share angle W. Angle W are vertical angles, which means that we have 2 pairs, or angle-angle theorem. And so these triangles are These triangles are similar because of the angle-angle similarities. Let's do the same thing for example number 2. Determine whether the triangles are similar. If so, write a similarity statement. So, angle L is 35 degrees. The corresponding angle to angle L is angle Q, because this triangle has been rotated. And angle Q is 25 degrees, so L and Q are not the same. And since a triangle adds up to 180, and we have an angle of 35 and an angle of 90, what do we have left? We have 55 degrees left in this triangle for this angle here. So now I see that we have a 90 here and a 90 here. We need to know if angle N and O, since they're corresponding, are congruent in order for the similarity statement to be true. So for this triangle over here, I have 180 degrees minus my 25 minus my 90. What's left? We have 65 degrees left, which means that angle O nor N are congruent with, and L and Q are not congruent. So these triangles are not similar. That was triangle L, M, N, not similar to triangle Q, P, O. In example number 3, we're going to find the missing side that's labeled side H. And I know that 0.3 corresponds to 2.2. We're talking about shadows here of a dog and a tree. So 0.3 corresponds to 2.2, as the height of the dog, 0.45, is to the height of the tree. And so we're going to cross multiply, and we have 0.3h equals 2.2 times 0.45, which is 0.99. We're going to divide both sides by 0.3, and we are going to get the height of the tree as 3.3 meters. Seeing as how this is our last example, this is the last part of the homework, example number 4, now would be a good time to pause the video and try this question on your own. We are going to find the missing side labeled D, meters. We need to decide which ones are corresponding in order to set up our proportion. So I have 4 spots for my proportion, and I can see that they have marked angle T with 1 hash mark and angle W with 1 hash mark. And so those angles correspond to each other, and so this has kind of been flipped around, this triangle. And so the 8 meters and the 4 meters are our corresponding sides, and our D meters on the bigger triangle and our 5 meters are corresponding sides. So here's our proportion. It's not the only proportion that will work, but it is one that will. If we cross multiply, we get 40 equals 4D. We divide by 4, and we get 10 meters equals D. So bring this with you to class tomorrow, and we will check to see that you have all 4 examples copied down, and we will move on from there.